you.
The Energy Academy has already been a service to me because I see it as a model of best practice and have done for some years. So I'm really hoping that in maybe 2 or 3 years' time I can see even more work which I can determine to take back to where I come from, which is Cornwall in the UK, and use as best practice. I think in particular in models of how you work with communities and how you can influence government. I think that's 2 areas that I'm really interested in. Close to retirement? No, that's not the answer you want, sorry. In 3 years' time I would like to see that I can prove that I've made a real difference. I think that's a role that everybody wants to see, and I think that as an environmental person, if you can't see you've made a difference, then that's a bit disappointing. So I would like to see that in 3 years' time I'll be able to look back over the last 3 years and previous years and think, okay, that really did work and I have made a difference. I can see where I've influenced people and particularly people who make decisions such as politicians. Gosh, sustainability, it's a word that's used by many people in many different ways, so asking the question of what it means to me is a challenge, because I think it's very important that we create a future and create a future for our future generations. So sustainability to me is something that does that, but utilises the natural resources we have and helps us save the resources we've got, which are very precious. So it's a good balance, and I really believe we need to step back on the massive amount of consumerism that we have at the moment to be more sustainable. So that's what I think sustainability is. This is particular to my talk, so to be a musician, to be an artist, you always have to have humanity in mind. You always have to think about, if you're a good artist or a good musician, you always have to think about what this will mean to people and how it can influence them and make something get to their heart and to their change their lives in some small way. And I think as an environmentalist, and actually I don't like calling myself an environmentalist, I'm just somebody who likes to do things that make a difference. And I think that if you want to do that, then you want to see that happening. You want to see people's hearts being moved, and you want to see some humanity being changed in some small way, or hopefully a big way, to help our future generations. And so I think that arts and education is very important, and I think if you link those two, you also can tie in quite well with the way that people have to deal with energy in the future. I think we have to be careful we don't preach to people about energy awareness. I think we have to make sure they understand the importance to future generations, but also to them and their lives. It's in a way the current time is a really good time to do it, because we have energy costs rising. People cannot afford their electricity and their heat. And that's going to continue to rise. And so being aware about how you use your energy is very much in current focus. And so that's good. And we can use that, and we should build on that. What we don't want to do is to start to slip back into the old ways of, I can consume as much as I want. Because if you start doing that, then we're in a very negative process. But if you actually combine, I'm going to reduce the amount of energy that I use, and I'm now very interested in being able to purchase or get hold of some renewable energy, then that's the way to go forward in the future, because the costs of energy technologies are coming down, the cost of energy is going up, and soon is going to go that way, and you'll make money out of it. And people like making money, so there's all sorts of things you can be doing.
Okay. Well, thank you.